Hey and welcome to Xbox On. In today's video, we're taking a look back at all the big Xbox related news that happened this February, just in case you happen to miss something. That means new releases, updates, seasons, and everything that's been added to Game Pass and Games with Gold. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell if you want to catch each new Xbox story as it happens. So let's kick things off with a couple of the new releases which arrived in February, both of which are sure to mess with your head, but in a good way. Promise.
What better way to enjoy one of the darkest, coldest months of the year than with a game that's sure to send a shiver down your spine with its shadowy atmosphere and just unbelievably creepy art design. Little Nightmares 2 arrived on February 11th, giving us a chance to play as a small, frightened child in a pretty big, pretty scary world. You'll have to find a way to keep your heart rate under control if you want to make it through this game's devious puzzles and past its terrifying bad guys. We were lucky enough to play the game before its general release over on our Twitch channel, and it's fair to say Sam was thoroughly spooked.
Sorry?
This is one of the creepiest games we've seen in a while, and Little Nightmares 2 is perfect for those who are already counting down the days to Halloween.
Now on to a different sort of nightmare fuel with Control Ultimate Edition, which made its optimised for Xbox Series X and S debut on the 2nd of February. The standard edition is available on Xbox Game Pass and looks great even before the next gen version arrived. But this is a game which exists purely to mess with your brain. As an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control, it's your job to investigate anything that seems to be messing with the fabric of our reality. And boy, is there plenty of that to go around. Thanks to the game's upgraded performance mode, which locks in at a sleek 60 FPS, its eerie visuals are even more unsettling. The good news is that you can call upon pretty much everything around you to help in the fight against the paranormal, using your telekinetic powers to devastating effect.
And it's not just new game releases that arrived in February. We also saw the arrival of a wicked new controller, the hugely impressive FPS boost function, as well as the announcement of a certain wireless headset. But first, about the controller, it dropped on February 9th with its textured grips and hybrid D-pad. The new Pulse Red wireless controller is one of those rare bits of kit that feels every bit as good as it looks. If you've already made the jump to the Xbox Series X and S, it'll complement your original pad perfectly, bringing a splash of colour to your multiplayer sessions. And if you're staying a loyal Xbox One fan for now, it's also compatible with every version of that console. Plus, players who are making the most of their Game Pass Ultimate subscription can also use it to fulfill all their PC and mobile gaming desires.
The big hardware update in February was the reveal of FPS Boost, a new backwards compatibility function which uses some clever new techniques in the Xbox Series X and S to double the frame rates of older games all the way up to 60, or in some cases quadruple them to a staggering 120 FPS. It's already been applied to UFC 4, Watch Dogs 2, Sniper Elite 4, Far Cry 4, and new Super Lucky's Tale, with a host of other classic games also set to get a boost in the coming weeks and months, meaning you can enjoy your shiny new tech while dipping back into some fond memories.
Now we've got our comfy new red controller and your spruced up boosted frame rates, the only thing left to take care of is the sound. Because if you really want your games to smell better, well actually no, that's totally on you. The reveal of the Xbox wireless headset made us positively giddy thanks to its adjustable sound levels, super comfortable design, and impressive 15-hour battery life. Plus, you can sync it up to multiple devices at once, ideal for today's busy gamer. Right, back to the software side of things, Bex, where February kicked off an epic new season on two of our very favourite games.
The great thing about Apex Legends is that it never allows you to get too comfortable. Each new season switches things around so that even the most experienced players will find themselves in a new state of total chaos, which is especially true when the new season launched this month and is literally called Mayhem. Season 8 threw in a new legend called Fuse, whose gruff charms and explosive techniques make him an ideal choice for anyone who prefers a no-fuss approach to taking down their opponents. And for those in the mood for something a little more elegant, the semi-automatic 3030 repeater offered a satisfying mix of speed and style.
Destiny 2's 13th season also added plenty of February firepower, dropping a bunch of new strikes, challenges, and gear onto the battlefield. With Emperor Callus having been knocked off his throne, his daughter Ketal is keen to follow her father's footsteps, assembling a war council made up of her greatest champions. With the galaxy thrown into disarray, the new strikes see you taking on the Servitor, answering Warmind Rasputin's call for aid and taking the fight to the champions of Cabal in a battle for the last city. Bungie's epic space opera continues, and now running at an eye-watering 4K on the Series X, it really looks like a genuine glimpse of the future, especially if you're playing in the Crucible mode, which now runs at a gravity-defying 120 frames per second, and using the game's FOV slider to make sure you see exactly what you want when you're lining up that winning shot.
February also brought us the Lunar New Year, as we welcomed in the Year of the Ox, and a couple of our favourite titles were happy to get in on the celebrations. Minecraft came up with a brand new skin pack allowing you to mark the new year in traditional style, with a host of costumes, dragon dancers, and of course, the aforementioned ox. Shortly after, we also got the fiery Flames of the Nether DLC for Minecraft Dungeons, so it really was a great month to be made of tiny blocks. Meanwhile, Rocket League's Lucky Lanterns event also offered a bunch of cool themed items to unlock, like Lucky Cats, Cherry Blossom Boosts, and Paper Dragon Goal Explosions that make hitting the back of the net feel that much more festive. If that didn't satisfy your appetite for toy car shenanigans, February also saw the release of Forza Horizon 4's Hot Wheels Legends pack, which contains 6 custom-built cars featured in the International Hot Wheels Legends Tour.
But if you're looking to leave the road altogether and take to the skies, we've got some great news for you. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 also got a shiny new update, which polished the game's UK locations with photo-accurate cities, airports, and landmarks, which make it all look breathtakingly realistic. After months of being cooped up in the house, who wouldn't want to go soaring over Blarney Castle, eh?
Ever since we encountered our first critters wambling about the planets of No Man's Sky, we've been desperate to spend more time with them. We can't help it. That's why the internet is like 84% funny animal videos. The Beyond update lets us ride and feed some of the heftier creatures we've encountered, and now Companions takes this to a whole new level, allowing you to keep the animals you find as pets who travel with you throughout the galaxy. As well as the pure awesomeness of having a space pet, different creatures also come with useful abilities, like providing light, hunting for dangerous animals, and digging up buried treasure. Truly, a spaceman's best friend.
If you've been left a little strapped for cash after buying all those red roses and heart-shaped chocolates for your player 2, then don't worry. February also added a bunch of great games to Xbox Game Pass, meaning subscribers can try something new without paying anything extra. First up for PC gamers, Ghost of a Tale has you guiding Tilo the Mouse through a world of magic and mystery in a classic RPG adventure. Arctic survival game Project Winter is perfect for all you true psychopaths out there who loved Among Us, but really felt like you needed some more realistic looking crewmates to betray. It's available on PC, console, and cloud, so literally everyone can get in on the murdery fun.
The Falconeer takes the fight to the skies on the back of a giant bird to do battle with all sorts of airborne Nazis. Tearing through the skies at 120 FPS is one of the best ways to appreciate the full power of next gen. Or if you prefer your giant creatures prehistoric, Jurassic World Evolution puts you in charge of the famous dinosaur park to see if you can set a new record for least visitors eaten. That one's also available on the console and cloud library. Final Fantasy fans who swear by the 12th game will have been delighted to find its HD remaster, The Zodiac Age, turning up on Game Pass this month.
Our sneaky viewers might want to check out Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones, a puzzle platformer which is available on both console and cloud and takes place in a clone factory full of goggle-wearing fellas who are as adorable as they are identical. And last but not least, Wolfenstein Youngblood brings a co-op focus to the classic first-person shooter series, allowing you to buddy up while you take on the forces of evil on your Android devices via Xbox Cloud streaming.
Not to be outdone, Games with Gold also brought a bunch of amazing games for Gold members to tear into and keep at no additional cost. And this month, instead of the usual 4 freebies, we were treated to 5. Aww, must have been a Valentine's present or something. Love you too, Xbox. Stealing all the headlines was Gears 5, adding a whole new Locust Horde for players to take their chainsaws to, and featuring some shocking revelations about their origins. Keeping things blood-drenched, the HD remaster of the original Resident Evil was also added, allowing a new generation of Xbox fans to see where it all began and older heads to revisit a few of their favourite nightmares.
Another great third-person shooter with an emphasis on co-op play is Lost Planet 2, where you'll return to the troubled planet torn apart from the ongoing battle for thermal energy. And if that's not enough of a blast from the past, Dandara is actually the sort of old-school Metroidvania fun that retro gamers out there can never really get enough of. And rounding out this nostalgia-laden month was Indiana Jones' Tomb of the Emperor, allowing fans to don that famous fedora and go swipe some treasure.
And while February gave us access to a bunch of great new content, it also dropped a few really exciting announcements about what's coming next. The cuddliest Battle Royale is on its way to Xbox this summer, with Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout set to arrive on Xbox One, Series X and Series S. The goal is simple. Guide your portly bean lad to the end of each assault course level while 59 other round boys try to do the same. Hijinks naturally ensue, and you can be 100% sure we're going to be playing it over on our Twitch channel when it's out.
One of the highlights of 2020 was seeing a true gaming OG make his grand return in the appropriately titled Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. And Crash and the gang are about to glow up even further with the announcement that a next-gen upgrade will send them spinning into 4K 60 frames per second perfection.
And speeding into March as well is Forza Horizon 4, which is set to arrive on Steam on the 9th. Already available on Game Pass, now even more aspiring rubber burners can get into the action. Whether that means enjoying a conventional race through the game's beautifully realised tracks, or mixing things up with the Battle Royale inspired Eliminator mode. Just as the weather's starting to get a bit brighter, you can plan that road trip through the British countryside. Spring is coming, guys. Spring is coming.
So all in all, Bex, not a bad February at all. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to jump into the comments to let us know what you're hoping for in March. Feel free to swipe that like button on the way out. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.